Welcome to Facepalm Wednesday, the segment on the internet where we respond to, well, videos on the internet. Supposedly this is like my most beloved series on this channel, and I think we're on episode 165 if I'm counting correctly. Maybe I should start putting the pound number on what episode we're on. But this is the segment where we respond to videos. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Grab a cup of coffee to start off your morning, or a beer, whatever you're drinking, because you're certainly going to need it for this video that we're responding to today. I keep seeing this guy in my sub box. I keep seeing people respond to this guy, yet I've never heard of him, and like he has 1.3 million subscribers. Like, okay, where did this guy come from, you know? But apparently he's a Muslim, and he is a very strong believing Muslim, and he attempts to defend his Muslim faith. And today, we're going to respond to a video response that he is doing. So it's like kind of like 3 videos in one. And I hope you guys can see what a moron this man truly is. But I'm not going to tell you what to think. I'll let you decide for yourself.
I'm going to react to a video because a lot of people have been DMing me, showing me this video where like this racist guy is saying something about, I don't know, it's something I haven't watched it yet.
And you know, already having watched the whole video, what pisses me off most is one, that you use the word racist, and second, you title the video most racist YouTuber. Okay, you're saying most racist, so that means he's pretty damn racist. Most racist YouTuber disrespects the Quran. And I have a problem with people like yourself or anyone who desensitizes words in contexts where they're not actually applicable. And what I mean by this is you're calling this YouTuber who is criticizing the ideology of Islam racist, when in reality, Islam and every religion has nothing to do with race. Like, it's so common now to deal with Muslims like yourself who think that if we don't agree with ideologies or if we disagree with your ideology, therefore it makes us racist. When the reality is you're actually desensitizing the word racism to mean something that it's completely not. And therefore you're taking away real racism that does exist, that's happening right now in other countries and in the USA, and you play along with the word racist with someone who simply disagrees with your belief system, which is clearly not the case. Because your religion, Islam, accepts all people of different ethnicities, Asian, blacks, whites, whatever, from any different country. Whatever different, doesn't matter what nationality you are, you can become a Muslim. Race has to do with the color of your skin. That's it. Nothing more. It's how you get treated because of the color of your skin. A set of beliefs of any religion, excuse me, has nothing to do with your skin color and how you are treated because of your skin color. So mistake number 1, don't use the term racist where it does not apply. It's the same thing with rape now. Rape is constantly being desensitized, which is really insulting to people who have been sexually abused, like myself growing up in the church, is because now rape is just simply looking at somebody, you know, walking down the street, or you look at them, people are taking that word to mean something completely different than actual sexual violence. It's now staring at somebody. So you see what I'm trying to say here? Like, the word itself doesn't mean what it used to mean on the legal sense, because people are applying it in places where it doesn't actually apply, and it takes away from real rape victims, real people of sexism and racism and misogyny that does exist in our world, simply to push towards your own political or religious agenda. And that's a really shameful tactic to use.
Okay, so the video is called Refuting Islam with Their Own Quran. Censored.
Alhamdulillah, it is I, Amos, with another episode of Amos Ye. This, bread from Muhammad's God-given Amos, scavenged from the Holy Land, Lord of the Andals, first of his name, I say the humble Meccans, stone the defiers and rape women in the snorting toenails, flying monkey socks. Huela vi, ser el hombre la sera. Ay caramba, veranite la noche. I am f***ing stoned.
Alright, first of all, what the heck? Like, this dude is he's stoned, he's high.
Wow, you're really great at observation. He said, hey, I'm stoned, and you're like, oh my god, he's obviously high on something. Like, man, you're a great detective. You could totally write a Sherlock Holmes novel. And which, by the way, just because someone's stoned or high, I don't know in this particular case of this user that you're responding to, but you can actually make pretty good arguments while high. I would be one to know because you don't see the behind the scenes before I film in a lot of my videos. And some of my most popular videos have actually been when I've been stoned out of my ass. I'm not saying that with like pride or anything like that, but I have filmed quite a few videos high.
what the heck is he doing? This is so ignorant. And I'm looking at it right now. This dude has 40,000 subscribers. He has a pretty decent amount of subscribers. It looks like he's a YouTuber. And he's disrespecting one of the biggest religions in the world. There's even 7,000 thumbs up. 7,000 thumbs up in this video. In the first 30 seconds, he's disrespected 1.6 billion people in the world.
Okay, how this works is, one, I don't need to respect your religion. I will never have to respect any religion that harms people, that holds dogmatic views towards the world and things where we need to hurt people in order to convert them to your ideology. Beliefs in of themselves are not worthy of respect. Respect to me is something that people need to earn. If you're religious, you need to earn my respect for me to respect your religious beliefs. Respecting you as an individual is different than respecting your beliefs. I can respect you as a person and that you have value as a human being, ultimately, but do I need to respect your beliefs, even though your beliefs may be like, I don't believe gays should have rights, I don't believe someone should be able to have an abortion, whatever it be in those types of cases. Do I have to really individually respect that belief simply because it's a big world religion? No, obviously not. Respect is something that is earned, and if you hold any viewpoint in any religion that I think that is a problem and that is harmful to society and is against freedom of speech and harms people, then no, I'm not going to respect your belief. I don't give a shit if you're a moderate Muslim or a radical Muslim. You still fall into the same playing field. So the people watching, please don't feel like you need to respect a belief that is ultimately harmful to other people, because you don't. And if you do, well, I would say you're a bit cuckoo.
But it's all good. It's ignorant people. Let's continue on and watch what he has to say.
Islam teaches good morals, sexism. But those wives from whom you fear arrogance, first advise them, then if they persist, forsake them in bed and find...
Hold up. What is this freaking ratchet boy with a weave saying? Like,
you remind me so much of myself. What is this freaking guy saying? And earlier you said, like, what the heck? Come on, man. You can say what the hell. You can say the word fuck. You can say these things. Stop letting Islam dictate your speech. Express yourself how you want to fucking express yourself. If you want to say the word fuck, say the word fuck. I used to be in your shoes in regards to Christianity, and I can totally see that you're repressing yourself. And even though you're Muslim and I don't like the religion of Islam, I feel kind of bad for you that you're hindering your speech simply because you can't fully express how you feel because of your religion, and that shouldn't be the case.
He just translated the most BS of the Quran. He just translated the Quran in his way. He said, if you think your wife is arrogant, beat and rape them. In Islam, anyone who rapes anyone would get stoned to death. That is not allowed in Islam. Raping anyone is not allowed in Islam.
So we're not going to deal with rape here, but we are going to deal with several different people who I've watched who are other moderate Muslims here on this channel who have actually interpreted that verse. They've always said, oh, it doesn't mean rape, but you are allowed to have a stick and you're allowed to hit your wife, okay? You are allowed to hit your wife with a stick. And some argue that the stick is in long length. Some people argue that the stick is only like the length of your thumb, whatever it be. But I just find it funny that you're accusing this person of interpreting his own spin on that passage in the Quran, when later in this video you do the exact same thing and you interpret it how you see it. And the problem with ultimately doing this is that we can sit here all day and have people read passages and say, I think it says this, I think that says that. I mean, when I lived in the church and I brought up the passage of what's the prophet in the Bible who gets, he's bald, he's bald, some kids mock him, like 14, 13-year-old kids mock him for being bald. God comes out with a bear and mauls and kills and slaughters all these little innocent teenager kids for mocking a prophet of God with a bald head. And, you know, it's interesting because when I would bring that up towards people all the time in the church, they would always give me different interpretations of what they think it actually means, which is exactly what you do and so many different Muslims do in your own Quran. So rather than read the book as it says, in its hermeneutical Arabic text, you pick and choose, you cherry pick exactly what you think that interpretation is and say, well, it doesn't mean that, it doesn't mean that, when it clearly states, hit someone with a rod or a stick that is your wife. You know, you can sit there and try to justify your own interpretation as much as you want, but that's not how Quranic hermeneutics actually work.
Islam.
Slavery and rape. O Prophet, We have made lawful to thee thy wives to whom thou hast paid their dowers, and those slaves whom thy right hand possesses out of the prison.
Alright, so this weird kid who's on something right now, basically what he's doing, he's taking out stuff from the Quran, and he's making it seem really bad by translating it into his own.
Can you explain to me how he is translating it into his own when he's taking the exact verse? And granted, you should look at the verse as a whole, like you're about to say here. But there's plenty of people when I growing up in Christianity who told me the same thing, like, you just can't look at the passage, you gotta read the whole chapter. But the whole chapter, like the passage of where God calls out a bear to maul innocent children for mocking a bald man, there's no other context other than that's what exactly happened. And in the same, I've read the verses after that, there's no more context to that situation other than what it directly says. You can argue that it's figuratively, you can argue that it's metaphorically, but I tend to take religious texts, specifically the Quran, as literal text, as that's what people tell me, even other Muslims, that I should be doing. So how exactly is he misinterpreting? Are you going to offer an explanation on how this verse is in fact wrong? Probably not. Let's see.
It's like doing this. It's like someone having a story about me, and he takes out one line where it said, Adam killed this person, and then imagine showing that person one line, Adam killed that person, but you didn't read the whole line. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used to free slaves, he used to help slaves, he used to eat with slaves. So I don't know what to do to say. We're all slaves. With that line he said, which is in the Quran, saying having slaves is fine, I'm gonna show you guys in the Quran the real way. He doesn't even deserve to hold the Quran or for Quran to be even that close to him. But I'm gonna show you guys.
Oh really? So someone who is actually attempting to understand Islam and study it for what it is not allowed to hold the book of the Quran? What an awesome way, you know, it doesn't surprise me that you don't think someone deserves to even hold the Quran, much less have it that close to his face, because, you know, someone reading the Quran who isn't a believer, that's terrible, you know? It's terrible to challenge what a book says.
The line, which is, this is in the same surah of that line, so it connects with it. He's just taking it out, trying to make it into a negative, because that's what ignorant people do. And it says, worship Allah and join none with him, and do good to parents, kinsfolk, orphans, the masakin, the neighbor who is near of kin, the neighbor who is a stranger, the companion by your side, the wayfarer, and those slaves whom your right hand passes. Are you listening, Agent Lion King? It says, do good. Do good. And it has slaves in there, it has masakin, the needy, and many, many more. So your point is not proven.
Actually, his point is proven, because all he says is, quote, having slaves is fine. And having slaves in that time and the Quran is perfectly acceptable. You can argue, oh, it was a different time back then, they were treated differently. It doesn't matter, they were still slaves. And we know how slaves are treated in the Quran, and we know how slaves were treated in the Bible. The funny thing that you mentioned is, like, read the rest of the bottom verse. It says to do good. It says to do good. It says to do good to your slaves. Well, there's plenty of verses that directly contradict it. I'm not going to go into it because I've already done that on this channel before in my other videos of Islam. But do you know how many verses there is in the Bible? And the reason that I keep mentioning the Bible is because the Quran and the Bible are both equally comparable, I think, to an extent. In the Bible, how it has verses where it condones killing people who are gay, and then right underneath those verses, it's like, God loves everybody. You are doing God's will. God will cleanse everybody as long as you ask for forgiveness for your sins. But stone them, but God is good. But stone them, or rape them, or slaughter them, kill the innocent babies, but God is good. It's like, what?
Doomy Gang, there is some parts in this video where it is absolutely insane. Like, he said some crazy, I do not even want to put it. I do not even want to show, like, because it's so ignorant. I do not even want you guys to hear it. So I'm going to skip some of it that he's saying, and whatever he's saying that's dumb, I'll back it up for you guys.
Is that the truth? Because it's just too ignorant, it's so messed up, it's so screwed up, you just can't respond to it? You would think someone so passionate about the religion of Islam and defending it would want to address every criticism, every verse, and every passage that's brought up and explain and defend your own religious textbook. But apparently what he says and what he shows in the Quran is just too fucked up that you just can't respond to it. Or maybe you legitimately can't respond to it because then you'd be supporting something that you know is fucked up, that you can't really defend in the Quran, because then it makes you look like an absolute scumbag. I mean, I understand it. I understand there's a lot of passages in Christianity as growing up as a Christian that I couldn't defend when people would bring up to me, and I'm just like, I'm not going to cover that because I don't actually have a response, but I'm just going to call you ignorant. You're ignorant. You're just ignorant of those contexts, those verses in the Bible. You're ignorant, man. You're ignorant. That's not really a rebuttal. That's not really a response.
Since Allah said it, I now know that it is a fact that women are lower than me. I never liked women. Women smell weird and they have vaginas.
This guy is, oh my God. First, is this man mad because he looks like a woman and he thinks like, you know, that Islam is like, it's not, bro. We respect women. Muslims respect women like you with nice, beautiful hair, nice, soft, beautiful. Oh, we respect you, kid. All jokes aside, in Islam, we respect women. Heaven lies under our mother's feet, and our mothers is what? Women go through so much. They go through so much, and we would never, ever disrespect women in any kind of ways.
Which is why, you know, female genital mutilation is still ongoing in a lot of these Islamic countries. Because, you know, you just respect women, while it's not as big as issue in America because that is actually illegal, it's still prominent as we speak, as I'm speaking right now, of women getting their genitals cut out. In a total of 25 plus countries. But Islam respects women. They don't need to cover their bodies in all black because Islam respects women. I'm not sure how fucked up you are in the head, but if you ever go to liveleak.com, liveleak.com is a really interesting website. You can actually see women in the streets of some of these Islamic countries being shot and beheaded, which I've seen. Women in all black begging on the streets for mercy. A guy pulls a gun out, blows her head off, takes a machete, chops her head off. And they're actually fairly recent too, in like the last 5 years. Still an ongoing issue, but let's remember, Islam respects women. You can hit your wife with a stick, but remember, Islam respects women.
Islam is the religion of peace.
Yes, Islam means peace.
The unbelievers' garments of fire shall be cut, and there shall be poured over their heads boiling water, whereby whatever is in their bowels and skin.
This. Oh, bro.
At this point, I can't tell if you're doing fake outrage or not, but let me show you an example of how silly you look. Man, this guy, guys, I just can't believe what he's saying. He's so ignorant.
If you're an unbeliever, which is you're going to hell. That's what it says. If you're an unbeliever, you're going to hell. But he translated it and made it seem like it's a whole violent, like, whoa, so crazy. It's not. It really isn't.
This is your response to someone saying to pour boiling water over the person to kill them? That is a figurative or metaphorical translation to say you're gonna go to hell? Because if I recall, hell doesn't have water. It's fire and brimstone. So why would it directly command to put boiling water over non-believers if it was talking about hell? That makes absolutely no goddamn sense. But let's remind ourselves that this is a Muslim, someone who's not capable of any rational thought other than justifying their own barbaric religion. In
Islam, you get so many chances. You get forgiven so many times. Allah is the most forgiving. You know what? I'm gonna call my little big brother on you. I'm gonna call my little brother on you. Hey, yo, Mace! Mace! Come see this line, Mace? From unbelievers, the garments of fire shall be cut. He translated to put unbelievers in boiling water and iron. Huh? So that's basically...
Put, افتح آية 17:15.
17:15. Where is it?
Chapter 17, verse 15.
Thank you, bro. Chapter 17, verse 15, it says, whoever goes right, then he goes right, only for the benefit of his own self. And whoever goes astray, then he goes astray to his own loss. No one laden with burdens can bear another's burden. And, this is the main one for you guys, and we never punish until we have sent a message to give warning. And we never punish until we have sent a messenger to give warning, which means all the unbelievers will get a message of, you know, they'll get a warning of what's wrong and what's right. They give them a warning. They don't just automatically just like put them to hell and like that. They get a warning, and you know, let's say someone is doing wrong, they'll get a warning from Allah. Like let's say you'll get sick, I don't know, you get a warning, something will happen, and then you'll realize, oh, well, Allah just gave me a warning for me to get close to Him. So that's what it means. I'm done watching this video. I'm seriously done. I proved my point. to him, to her. I proved my point.
No, you haven't proven a goddamn point. What you've just done here at the end of your video is justify genocide, the mutilation of having people's heads chopped off, having their wrists chopped off, having whatever is done to them if they don't listen to a message. And that is a fundamental, fucked up ideology in which you are condoning. Because if Allah gives you the message, if Allah gives you a message, this is what you're saying. If Allah and the messengers and believers of Islam give you a message, you either need to listen to that message on your lifestyle, what you're doing wrong, if you're gay, or whatever it be, if you're gay, especially if you're gay, you are living in a wrong lifestyle. And if you do not convert, if you do not change your lifestyle, you are going to be put to death, and we're gonna kill you, and then you're gonna go to hell, because that's how it works. Convert or die is basically what you just said here. Listen to that warning. It's just like the fucking Bible, where God demolished half of millions of people for being in a sinful lifestyle on Noah's Ark. It's absurd to me. Oh, but we're just a religion of peace. We're gonna give you the message. You either accept the message or you die. That's not a religion of peace. That's a religion of violence and fear and barbaric acts in order to force people to convert people into your religion. And I love the fact that you said this at the end of your video, because you've right here knowingly proved what so many people already believe about Islam. Accept the message or die. And if you want to spread a message to someone, if you want to spread the love and compassion of your religion, you probably shouldn't threaten to kill people if they don't convert, or threaten to harm them if they live in a lifestyle that you don't agree with. My name is Daniel Sulzbach, also known as Mr. Repzion. The two videos that are in this video are linked down below in the description. Please press show more in the description of this video. Open up the description box. You can find my Reddit subforum. You can find my TeamSpeak server. You can find my Facebook. You can find all my social media linked down below. This has been a Facepalm Wednesday. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give this a thumbs up. Thumbing up a video helps my video. It gets seen by more people. It gets more views. And ultimately, it does help get more subscribers. So thank you for watching. If you liked it, thumb it up, and have a great rest of your Wednesday.